Earlier this week, the CIA released a glimpse into its own set of X-Files, a small compilation of documents pulled from its expansive UFO collection, dating back to the 1940s. The agency said that these documents appeal to both skeptics and believers, the Scullys and Mulders of the world who seek to prove scientific explanations, or confirm the existence of extraterrestrial activity. To help amateur alien hunters launch their own investigations, the CIA has released 10 tips when investigating a flying saucer. This release coincides with the return of the X-Files and its beloved characters, Agent Fox Mulder and Agent Dana Scully, after 10 years off the air. Like Scully, the CIA takes a skeptical approach to these cases of unexplained phenomena. The U.S. Air Force's UFO investigation program, called Project Blue Book, began operations in the 1940s, but was terminated just over 20 years later. Now, the agency only pays peripheral attention to UFO sightings, but is offering its expertise to help you continue the search. With over 20 years of investigations, from the late 1940s until Project Blue Book's termination in 1968, the CIA and U.S. Air Force have learned a thing or two about how to investigate a UFO sighting, the agency writes. Much of the report comes accounts by Hector Quintanilla, the last chief officer of Project Blue Book. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, these 10 historically supported tips from the CIA can help you add method your investigation, and distinguish between truth and hoax. Without an organization, there are no standards by which to evaluate reports of UFOs and other unexplained phenomena, the CIA explains. Establishing a group will allow for the unified collection of measurable data points, and results from controlled experiments. To determine the objectives of your investigation. Project Blue Book operated under 3 main objectives: to determine the threat of UFOs to national security, to determine if UFO technology could be harnessed by U.S. researchers, and to explain what caused a person to report such an incident. For the CIA, the main concern centered on national security, and the potential for UFOs to be advanced Soviet weapons. 3. Consult with experts. In the Project Blue Book investigations, the teams often consulted with an advisory panel, along with astrophysicists, federal aviation officials, pilots, the U.S. Weather Bureau, local weather stations, academics, the National Center for Atmospheric Research, NASA, Kodak, for photo analysis, and various laboratories, for physical specimens, the agency writes. 4. Create a reporting system to organize incoming cases. The Air Force developed questionnaires to help narrow down the origins of reported UFOs. They categorized sightings as astronomical, aircraft, balloons, satellites, other, including reflections, missiles, mirages, birds, and hoaxes, insufficient data, and unidentified. The agency writes, according to Quintanilla, a sighting is considered unidentified when a report apparently contains all the data necessary to suggest a valid hypothesis, but its description cannot be correlated with any known object or phenomenon. 5. Eliminate false positives. In order to focus on unexplained cases, investigators should eliminate all known causes to rule out common explanations. The CIA writes that misidentified aircraft, celestial events, mass hysteria, and hallucination, hoaxes, publicity stunts, and misinterpretation of known objects can all be false positives in a UFO report. 6. Develop methodology to identify common aircraft and other aerial phenomena often mistaken for UFOs. Aircraft can be mistaken for a UFO, especially secret military craft. To determine if an alleged UFO sighting was actually a known craft, investigators wrote detailed descriptions of aircraft and astronomical phenomena. 7. Examine witness documentation. Any photographs, videos, or audio recordings can be immensely helpful in evaluating a reported UFO sighting, the agency writes. 8. Conduct controlled experiments. Through a controlled experiment, scientists can try to replicate the conditions that created the unexplained event or sighting. 9. Gather and test physical and forensic evidence. Researchers can gather materials from the site and put them through lab analysis to determine the origins. In one historical case, soil was collected from the location of a sighting, revealing no extraterrestrial evidence. 10. Discourage false reporting. Education for the military, researchers, and the even public can help to reduce false positive reports, the agency writes. If people are able to recognize unusually illuminated objects, and natural phenomena in the sky, false reports can be quickly eliminated.